Welcome to AZPM News Daily, a wrap-up of all the day's news from Arizona Public Media. I'm Steve Jess. On today's podcast, Nogales leaders say all that border wire is too much.
What impression do people get when they see 4 rows of Constantine wire?
Protesters speak out against closing an Indian health office.
They were going to be forced to travel 100 miles to the facility in Phoenix.
And for fans of the Mexico soccer team, it's wait till next time.
Hopefully, 4 years, the next World Cup, a new opportunity for the Mexican national team.
That's ahead on this Monday, July 6th. Topping our news today, the Nogales, Arizona City Council has condemned the federal government's use of multiple rows of razor wire on the border wall within city limits. Angela Gervasi reports the border town passed a nearly identical measure several years ago.
In 2018, the first Trump administration began installing concertina wire along the border fence in downtown Nogales. A few months later, Nogales City Council formally asked the federal government to remove it, but it stayed. Last week, the City Council passed a similar resolution, once again condemning the razor wire. Councilwoman Esther Melendez-Lopez, who voted with the majority, says she thinks the wire is excessive.
It looks terrible. If it was one thing at the top, to avoid people from jumping, that would be fine. But, what impression do people get when they see 4 rows of Constantine wire?
The resolution argues that the razor wire poses public safety risks and violates city code. Angela Gervasi, AZPM News.
Fuel prices are dropping, although slowly, in Arizona. The latest numbers from AAA show crude oil prices have fallen to their lowest levels in months. The average price of a gallon of gas in June was over $4.60. Now it's just under $4. Pima County has the state's cheapest gas, while the most expensive is in Coconino County. Overall, gas prices remain the highest they've been in 4 years. About a dozen protesters rallied Monday against the looming closure of the Indian Health Service Tucson office. Blaze Henry is with a political party called the Arizona Pirate Party and says the protest shows support for tribal members who would be affected by the lack of services.
The Tohono O'odham Nation and the Pascal Yaqui tribes go here for their health, and they're going to be forced to move or travel 100 miles to the facility in Phoenix, and that's just very inconvenient, and that would really endanger a lot of natives in that way.
The Tucson office serves about 28,000 patients, according to its website. It's also the only one of 12 nationwide selected for closure after the federal agency announced plans to restructure last year. Researchers from the University of Arizona have found that climate change is causing temperatures to rise faster and more species to go extinct in temperate regions than warmer ones. Researchers analyzed over 5,000 plant and animal species and found 49% of temperate species experienced climate-related extinctions compared to 33% of tropical species. UA biology professor John Wines says people thought that tropical species would be more sensitive to climate change, and there's been much more climate change in the temperate zone. Researchers found the maximum increase in temperature in temperate regions was about 6 degrees Fahrenheit, almost twice as much as the increase in temperature in the tropical regions. Loud, sudden noises like fireworks can make animals panic, sometimes causing them to run away from home. L.M. Boyd caught up with the Pima Animal Care Center today after officials reported spikes in dogs and cats in their care after the 4th of July weekend.
PAC reported 36 dogs and 21 cats brought into their care on Sunday. Pets are less likely to be reunited with owners if brought to a shelter than if kept in their community.
If you're able to hang on to a friendly dog that you found, those rates go way up. And again, wherever you found the dog, that is probably where it lives. They don't stray too far from home.
Nikki Reck is a spokesperson for the center. She encourages neighbors to look nearby before bringing the animal there. If you're missing a dog or cat, Reck says the Lost and Found feature on Pima.gov walks owners through the proper steps to take. She also recommends door knocking. L.M. Boyd, AZPM News.
A Flagstaff company's mission to save an endangered NASA space observatory is underway. Tony Perkins reports.
Catalyst Space sent its Link robotic surfacing spacecraft into orbit Friday. Mission controllers will spend the next several weeks checking the satellite's systems before sending it toward the Swift Space Telescope. The telescope was launched 21 years ago, but it's dropping slowly out of its orbit and could burn up in the Earth's atmosphere by the end of the year. Catalyst controllers hope to snag the observatory and shoot it into a higher orbit. The Swift Telescope is named for Neil Garrels, a University of Arizona graduate who went on to a career in astrophysics before his death in 2017 at the age of 64. I'm Tony Perkins, AZPM News.
After Mexico's loss to England in Sunday's World Cup match, fans at La Rosa's watch party searched for a silver lining. Thatcher Warwick-Hess has more.
Over 800 fans packed La Rosa, a former 1940s monastery, to watch the match, including Arizona Senator Mark Kelly and Gabby Giffords. Mexico supporter Guillermo Najar says the setting made the game feel even more meaningful.
A church is a place where many Mexicans go to for their spiritual needs, their faith needs, and I think soccer is a similar kind of outlet.
When the final whistle sounded, Mexico's tournament ended in a heartbreaking 3-2 defeat. Still, Najar says he's already looking ahead.
Hopefully, 4 years, the next World Cup, a new opportunity for the Mexican national team.
He says he'll now be cheering for the U.S. men's national team for the rest of the 2026 tournament. I'm Thatcher Warwick-Hess, AZPM News.
And now you're caught up on the stories we've covered today at Arizona Public Media. Thanks for listening. You can subscribe to AZPM News Daily wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Steve Jess, and we'll be back tomorrow.